Okay, so as I was saying in the previous video, it's present, the microsporangia is present on the surface, okay, on the superficial, on the surface of that laminar structure. Okay, see this one? Okay, they are present on the upper surface, okay, that is the abaxial side, okay, so please remember, not the lower, as in your ferns is lower, no? This one, angiosperms, upper surface, okay, so abaxial side in most of the Magnoliaceae and Austrobailenaceae, okay. So Magnoliaceae, magnolia flower, you remember. Austrobaileaceae, you remember like this. Austro from Australia. Bailey is that Bailey mineral water, okay. So from there you can get some good example of Magnoliaceae and Austrobaileaceae, okay. So both of this image, it's almost the same, okay, just the structure of the laminars is different. Okay, so now we come to the evolution part, okay. So you can see, okay, so you can see number A is a petal of nymphaea. Nymphaea means your lily, that water lily, okay, like water nymphs, no? They used to say water nymphs, no, for those fairies who used to live in the water. So that is how the lily, water lily, got its name, okay. So let's look at how A looks like. I'll just remove this, 1 minute. Can you find A? Okay, so great. So you can see the this structure is plain, okay, there's nothing, okay. So this is the most primitive one, okay, so there's nothing there, it's just a plain. Then from B to C you see the inner stamens of, again, water lily odorata, okay. So nymphaea Hudeloti is the primitive one, that flat one, no, which has nothing, it's just like this only, just like that only. Then from there, let's go to the water lily, which is Nymphaea odorata, okay, the next one. So B to C, let us look. Okay, so looking at B to C, so you see that they are looking almost like the, you know, the futuristic one, the one that we see, okay. They're a little bit slender, a little bit long, so that is how it looks like. Then let's look at the next ones. Then D is N gigantea. So let's look at D. So almost similar with this B and C, but it is even more long and curved. Okay, so D gigantea is a little bit more bigger. Okay, giant. Then E is Barclaya motolei, number E. Do you find an E? Very short structure. Looks like a pumpkin, no? Looks like a pumpkin. Okay, obviously don't write looks like a pumpkin in your exercise, in your answer script. I'm just helping you remember, okay? We are learning from diagram. Okay, next, let's look at the next diagram. F is the outer stamen of, again, N odorata. Okay, we already saw odorata in B and C. So again, F. Do we see an F? Yeah. There. This is an F, odorata. It's an outer stamen. So you can see the stamens are coming up. Okay. Which is similar to the oldest one. Okay. Which is similar to this oldest water lily. Then again, outer stamen of N. Hudeloti. This is H. So H, I'm seeing it's down here. So again, very much similar to the primitive one. Okay. I wish, what to do? I want it to make smaller. Okay, let me just show like this for the time being, just to trace out. So this one It's just like this, gave rise to this. Okay, this one also, it's giving rise to that. Okay. Okay, let's continue the explaining from the diagram. Then I to J here, I to J, outer and central stamen of Nelumbo, oh wait 1 minute, N odorata. Again, most of the examples are with N odorata. So I to J, so here down only, Hij. Okay, so here, in this down part, you are seeing that they're more or less similar. Okay, so that's how you will remember when you draw the arrows. Okay, so you're drawing like this. Then just make it more picture-like. Make it even more picture-like. Okay, then you know that you give the arrow like this, then like this, and then go to that one which is similar to the older one, and here similar to the oldest, and again this oldest you connect there. Okay, I know it sounds complicated, but if you practice drawing it just 3 times, you will get it. Okay, this one, there's no shortcut, there's no trick, because this is archaeology, evolution. Archaeology, it's boring, it's not that you can see how they evolve. No, it's just from the fossil record. So it only come from drawing. You have to draw only. You have to practice drawing. That's only secret. No other secret formula. Okay. Then where were we? Then now K, stamen of Colombo, Kabumla. Oh my God. Kabumba aquatica. Okay. Again, it's some sort of ancient aquatic plant. So it's up there only. K, this one is a bit slender. Okay, so here these are all the slender ones. Okay, so K, L and M, they are all slender ones. L again, Brasenia, Schreberia, and M of Nelumbo nucifera. Okay, so these are all the slender ones. So when you practice, you remember them as groups. Okay, up here, easiest one. Then similar to it, but with this microspores at the top. Then you go down and you see picture-like, similar to the previous one, but picture-like. Then here, these are the slender ones. Okay, KLM are the slender ones. So on practicing, it will be very easy. And then from this picture-like, you are getting these long ones. This one, long ones. Okay, here. This these long ones. Okay, from that picture-like. So I think you're understanding how the evolution is happening. Okay, from the diagram. Okay, so let's see what they have written. The evolutionary trends of stamen. In the course of evolution, there has been reduction in the sterile tissue. Okay. Okay, there. So, yes, we saw, remember, first diagram number A was just like this. Mostly it was sterile. Then it became something like this. Then it became something like this. Then very slender and like that. So the sterile part is getting more and more reduced. Okay. With refraction of the marginal areas. Okay, means they are shrinking. Fine. Then with the progressive narrowing of the lamina, the proximal part became the filament and the median part became the anther. So easy. The behind part became filament and the top part became the anther. So very easy. The mid-vein region formed the connective in the anther. Okay, very easy. Remember? Okay, these are anthers. Okay, these are anthers. And this is the stamen. And in between, what connects these two anthers is your connective. Okay, so I'm just reminding you about that. So, simple. This mid-vein from here, where these veins come out, this mid-vein, it became your connective. Okay, then the distal part of the lamina formed the appendage, which was lost in most advanced stamens. Okay, so appendage could be like this. Okay, appendage means something extra. Okay, like when you're wearing a shirt and you have a collar, that's an appendage. You don't need the collar. It's for style, right? Okay. Then during the evolution, there was reduction in the vascular supply of the stamen. Well, obviously, if you reduce area, you have to reduce the vascular supply also. No? You don't need that much water and nutrients if it's such a small, thin line. Okay. So with the narrowing of the lamina, the lateral traces lost and the stamen became a one trace organ. Okay. So lateral traces means these. Iska tum kya karoge? You tell me. Such a big one. Oh, only such a thin one, such a thin filament. One trace is enough. Okay. One trace is enough. Just like a baby will drink maybe just this little bit of food, this much milk. You will drink one big glass. A baby will drink 1/3 of that. Okay. So depending on the size. No. Okay. Let's go again. Then on further evolution, the broad and wing filament became terete and thread-like. Okay. So remember that long one like this? It's very long and like threads. Okay. So if you look at the filaments now, the anther stamens now, you will see they are thread-like. Okay. Because they need wind, no? They are very light. Okay. Very good. Then let's see what else they have written. So it is very specialized type. The long and thread-like filament is specialized. Okay. So there are different types of attachment of the anther to the filament. That one we learned. No, remember basifix, right? Then dorsifix. Then verticillaster. No. So if you go and revise the types of stamens, that note, you will be reminded. Okay. Then primitively the microsporangia is slender and elongate, and during the course of evolution it shortened and became hemispherical. So that's how we get your globose anther. Okay, then the lamina was reduced in area. Okay. It's reduced in area by narrowing, thus bringing the microsporangia closer together. So obviously, if the surface became more and more narrow, these microsporangia will come more and more close together. So with this, this part is done, morphology and evolution of stamen.